Different example. Right? So here I have g plus 7 equals to g minus 3. Okay. First of all, we want to look and see, are there any terms that we can combine on each side of the equation? No. Okay, so we don't have to do number 1. Okay. Now, number 2, we want to get the variables to one side, and we want to get the whole numbers on the other side. Okay. Now, in this case here, since we have variables and whole numbers on each side, it really doesn't matter which one we move to which side. Okay, as long as the variables are on one side and the whole numbers are on the other. Okay, so what do you want to deal with first, whole numbers or variables? Okay, we'll deal with the variable first. Does it matter? No. Okay, so do we want to move the variables to the left hand side or to the right hand side? Okay, let's move it to the right. So in other words, we want to get this g over to this side over here. Okay, that's not a good example, because now that's going to cancel each other out. So let's do this. We'll make that negative g. Okay? So, in order to get this g over to this side, what do we have to do to this g on the left-hand side here? We have to subtract it. Okay? So we subtract g, which means we need to subtract g over here, right? Okay? Do that make sense so far? Okay. So now these g's cancel each other out. What are we left with on the left-hand side of the equation? Left-hand side of the equation? 7. Okay. Now, negative g minus g would give us a negative 2g. Okay. And then we're still left with minus 3. Okay. So now we've got our variables on the right-hand side, which means we want to get our whole numbers now on the left-hand side. Okay, so which means we have to get rid of this number here, and we have to bring it over to this side of the equation. Okay, so how do I get this number over to this side, Tiffany? I'm going to add 3 because it's the opposite of minus 3, in which I'll add 3 here. Okay, and so now this will cancel that out. Now 7 plus 3 is? 10. Okay, so 10 is now equal to? Negative 2g. Okay, so now we got variables on one side, we got whole numbers on the other side. We're good to go now. Okay, and so now we just want to do the last step to solve for g. Okay, which is, what are we going to do here? Go ahead, Enza. By 2 or negative 2? Negative 2. Okay, so then g will then now be equal to? Negative 5. Okay. So this is why it is so important for you, okay, to show your work vertically and to show your steps. Okay. Any questions about this example? Okay. Maddie, you paying attention over there? Yes.